You know, I feel like I traveled to Mecca and I just entered fantasy Valhalla. Come on, the boys, the rising cream. Oh, yeah.
Well, you're without your main Viking still. I mean, we're waiting to really see how Valhalla pays out.
I don't even need him at this point. My team, we'll get to that soon.
There's Viking blood running through your whole team.
There is.
Like, he's kind of gone down through them all.
Yeah. And you know what? That little bitch, Hito. Sorry.
Oh, the guy who's not here?
Yeah. He's not here, and I swear it's because of my points.
Yeah, look.
He's getting worried.
I mean, if I was him, I'd be worried. I wouldn't come to the pod. I'd make up some excuse like, oh, I'm moving house when he doesn't have a new house. Like, I think it's all made up.
Really?
Yeah.
It could be.
Like, he's pointed it out to me. It seems legit, but
who really knows?
Like, he could have just taken a photo with like one of those for sale stickers on it. Like, this could all be a really elaborate ruse. And if it was, respect.
Massive respect.
Pretty good. Just to get out of this pod.
Look, if I was him, I wouldn't be here.
He knew it was coming. He's been planning for ages. He's had no momentum. Well, welcome back to Draft Boys, the FPL Draft Podcast. We're joined by Miley G and myself, Whitey. No Hito tonight. But lads, or lad, how are we doing?
I'm flying, obviously.
Yeah, you're doing pretty well in the league.
I will say I'm missing Hito, though.
Yeah, I miss him.
All jokes aside.
I miss him because, like, what's victory without seeing the loser?
Exactly.
You know? And I'm not even in the category right now. Something bad happened to me in this league. It's just not going well. But yeah, no, it is sad not to see him. But, you know, while you're floating on high, why don't we just get straight into your points?
Let's do it.
Should we start with the good points?
Let's start with the good for a change.
Let's do it.
Contributions all over the pitch. Every single one of my players gave me attacking or defensive returns.
Oh my God, I hate you.
Becker and Gomez, Liverpool clean sheet, got an assist from Gomez as well at last minute. How did that happen?
Just kill me.
Gusto, Walker and Dallo, you know. Okay, Dallo didn't contribute, but he came off my bench.
Yeah.
Look at this midfield. Palmer, Richarlison, KDB, I got Gordon, all contributing. Danny Ings, a little free agent pickup last minute, just before waiver.
Got you an assist,
just before deadline. Double assist.
Double assist?
Yeah.
Oh, wow.
And Gakpo, little assist from the boy.
Jesus.
It's just fantasy Valhalla. I'm talking about it.
Crazy, dude. Yeah, look, that's a lot. What's the points?
79.
That's huge. For this
massive.
year, it's massive.
Yeah, man.
From 8-man league, that's huge.
It's really big. That's like a budget score.
I have to say, congratulations.
Thank you, man.
I think that you've sucked up all the possible points that I could have because I've gone the complete opposite direction.
Talk to me.
I've got 18 points and Isak got a goal.
Okay, that's something.
I've got a few injuries, few AFCONers. AFCONers. Look, yeah, not great. Not great. No one's got any momentum in my team. I've got Saka who's just kind of fallen off the wagon a little there.
Yeah.
A couple players that are just really waiting to come good. And I've got a couple I just got to get rid of. I picked up Grealish and got some returns 2 weeks in a row, but now it's like 2 weeks in a row with nothing.
And Doku's back.
Yeah,
maybe a little
Doku's
bit of an
back.
overhaul is needed.
Yeah, I'm definitely going to make some changes this week.
Yeah.
So, yeah, watch this space.
Okay.
But, yeah, that's it really at this point. Okay, why don't we get into snack chat?
Oh, we got snack chat this week.
We do. I've done it. It's a little simple one,
Okay.
but I made you something actually.
Show me.
So we talked about this. We played golf the other day, pitch and putt.
We did.
And I think I was talking about it this then. I don't know. One of the many times I've seen you. I was telling you about a drink I made called a Cuba Libre.
Oh,
And it's made.
it was that pitch and putt.
Yeah, it's made from Pepsi, very specifically Pepsi. Has to be Pepsi. A squeeze of lime
Yeah.
and rum, spiced rum. Anyway, it's fucking delicious.
Looks awesome, man.
So I hope I
Thank
got it
you.
right for you.
Yeah.
Cheers.
Oh, I smell it. I love ramen as well, by the way. Sailor Jerry's is like one of my favorites.
I know.
I know it's a bit sweeter and
No,
generic.
I
but
love it. Try that, I reckon. Oh,
This is right up my alley.
I knew it would be.
For like a mixer.
How good's the little zing from the lime? Like, there's a decent amount of lime in there.
It's really good. And I quite like Pepsi.
I think it has its place. I think lime goes better in Pepsi than it does in Coke.
Yeah, I was never like a big
Those lime, but it's better when it's
Lemon.
fresh, like fresh in there.
That's great.
Yeah, you like that?
That's
okay. Good.
Yeah, that's really, really me.
All right. The snack's very basic.
Okay.
We got Smith's salt and vinegar.
Classic, baby.
Look,
Love it.
we went simple. I didn't want to waste all my really good stuff
Yeah, we've got to save it
on
for
a
Hito,
two-manner.
'cause
You know, like I had a
Hito
good drink.
will come back, won't he?
I mean, look, if the points don't get better, maybe not. Okay, do I get any ratings here?
Yeah. Okay, it's very high for the drink. Even though I know what a Smith's salt and vinegar tastes like because it's one of my go-tos, actually. Got to try it. The drink is, fuck, man, it's pretty high. It's just like 8.5. You know, it's just a solid drink.
Yes. You hear that, Hito?
Hito's been bringing good drinks.
I know he has.
Yeah.
I had to bring my gown.
The Smith's chips is just one of my favorites. I know that this rating is going to seem really, really high for like just a classic chip, but I love them and I love the crinkle cut.
It's a snack chat.
I'm
It's
going to
about
give it a
being
double
good snack.
8.5, man. It
Oh.
just seems right. It seems
Wow.
right.
That's high.
I'm a simple type of guy.
They are good though, dude.
Yeah.
They're very, and you know, sometimes you get some of them, they're not always as like crunchy. This particular one, these ones are very crunchy.
Love it.
So good.
Love it.
All right, let's move on. Let's talk about fantasy football. I mean, I'd prefer not to the way I've been going, but
Maybe this will give you a little bit of inspiration for that overhaul that's needed.
look, there's definitely some names in here. I think maybe not all of them are available, but I kind of just want to go through our highlights for this week because there were some really cool goals this week.
I'm looking at the first one. Let's get into it. because
Fucking-
This was my favorite of the week.
Yeah, so we'll kind of cover some of the goals here in City Newcastle, which was a cracker of a game. Bilva with the back heel. Oh my God, man.
That's actually up there as like contender for me for goal of the season, just because of how difficult it is.
But he made it look so easy.
I know, and it was like a no look one as well. Like he was so blasé, and wow.
It was just rude.
Also, Walker got the assist. Extra cream for me.
Yeah, you love a bit of cream. That fucking rising cream. Yeah, and then look, you can talk about the next one, but the man is back, clearly.
KDB, what a statement just to come on for like 20 minutes or so. That goal that he got as well. Nutmegs, and he was running to celebrate.
dude. The assist.
I'll-
The lasers that in. I mean, to be fair, not easy on the other end to take that down and score the goal. Fucking amazing from is his name Oscar Bob?
Oscar Bob.
What a fucking great name. He kind of sounds like Sideshow Bob from like the Simpsons. But yeah, I was just like, the two of them combining for that goal was just ridiculous because the pass was insane, but the touch and the finish had to be equally as insane.
So I was frothing on KDB ever since that's happened, and I saw this interview with him just after the game, and the pundit actually asked him, said, "So how does that happen? Like, is it just training ground? Like, you guys are just on the same level? Like, is it the run? Is it the you or what?" And he goes, "Look, it's definitely the run, but in training, I'm just doing that all the time."
Yeah, well, why wouldn't you?
So they just know, like, there's
Yeah.
runners up there, and he's just like, he sees him start the run, and he just launches it in there.
I love that. It just
Yeah.
dials them in. Like there was Fabregas used to do that for Chelsea for a bit.
Yeah.
And like his link up with Diego Costa was amazing. It was just these like beautiful balls. Fuck, it's so cool when you've got someone that can play from that deep and laser a ball up on the counter or whatever. And then you've got the class that City has to finish those opportunities.
Yeah. It's going to be scary when Haaland comes back because he loves those runs, and he's just so dominating in the box. So it will be interesting to see what City can do and if they can push on to steal it from Liverpool.
They've not made it look easy lately. Anyway, we should move on. But yeah, that was amazing. And then I think we've got to talk about the
Newcastle
goals. I mean, Isak goal was real nice. Great ball up to him, and he, took on that one defender and finished nicely.
Yeah.
And then Gordon comes in and does the exact same thing.
3 minutes later.
Like literally the exact same thing, and then did it again.
Yeah. It's crazy.
He did the double goals. Like literally, didn't he do it twice in a row? Or am I going crazy?
No. They both just scored the same goal.
Oh, sorry. It was
Yeah.
just a carbon copy of the exact same goal.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was nuts. A beautiful goal though, and his was probably on more of an angle than Isak's.
It was. Yeah. Because Isak kind of was on a counter. And yeah, Gordon kind of just like weaved his way in like he does and then just like saw the space. And
He's looking like a genius signing now. I remember when they signed him, and I'm like, really?
yeah.
And now I'm seeing it. I'm like, oh, he's actually
Yeah. When he was at Everton, I feel like
pretty spicy.
he just didn't have the players around him to actually, just be a bit free and have those moments. But now in a Newcastle team that's, full of attacking threats and
Yeah.
they're a bit more structured at the back and in the middle. And Eddie Howe is just a fantastic manager that I think he's brought out the best in him.
I agree too. I mean, he's copped a little bit of flack though lately, Eddie, because of that
Yes.
poor run. But
Yeah.
I think it's just a dip. I mean, part of me thinks that Eddie is a placeholder. Like he's part of the project because Newcastle have a lot of money, but they can't just spend it all at once.
Maybe Mourinho gets a look in.
Nah. I'd stick with Eddie at this point.
I
Mourinho
would
is-
as well, but I just feel like Mourinho is kind of waiting for something at the moment.
That would be interesting, but like I feel like I don't know, Mourinho just his style. I don't think it works anymore. Do you? It's not worked at any club he's been at, really.
No, but he's a name and he brings people, and I won't be surprised to see him back in the Prem at some point. I'm interested to know where he's going to go.
Well, let's talk about one of his old teams here. We got United with a couple of decent goals here. Hoyland with a goal smashed into the top for his second Premier League goal. That was like near post, top bins. It was just like savaged in.
I did remember mentioning maybe a couple of months ago that he was kind of passing the eye test for me, but he just wasn't getting enough service. And I said, as soon as he gets one, he might start kind of bringing him in. And, he just scored, I think, 2 weeks before this.
Yeah, it was. That was his first goal. So
And now that Rashi's playing a bit again, maybe that will just be that extra bit of service that he needs.
well, Rashi came back with a class finish in this game too. So
Really good finish, yeah.
and he's really kind of been out of form.
Yeah.
So nice to see him, I guess, scoring a goal there for whoever owns him, not for me. Because, I would say he went first round for a lot of people.
Yeah.
And I don't know really where he sits in terms of the points, but he's not a first round pick in terms of where he's sitting.
No, but he could turn this season on its head for the second half.
He really could. He's one of those players capable of scoring a bunch of goals. He's only on 67 points at the moment. He scored 4 goals, 3 assists.
That's actually more than I thought he'd have. So he could finish at 10 goals.
Yeah, he could. Yeah, for sure. And you want to see that at the back end of the season. I'd want to see at least another 6 goals from him before the end of the season.
Yeah.
But yeah, that was really impressive. And then Hoyland as well with the assist for that one on the 1-2. Let's move on to the Tottenham goals. Richarlison with a lovely glancing header into the back post. He just looks like the player they meant to sign.
Finally, yeah.
How long did that take?
I don't know. It's weird, because it's like he needed that break that he had, and he needed a few injuries to kind of come up to give him that chance and that opportunity. And he's just looked really good ever since he's come back and scored that brace.
Yeah, he's kind of filled that hole for them. And I mean, it's come at a good time.
Because the commitment for this header, to win that header in a box, like I think he beat off like 2 people plus another one behind him.
Jeez, I don't know what you were watching, but
Yeah,
who was he beating off?
some defenders.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
That's what happens when Hito's not here.
And what was the other goal? It was
Benten Kerr smashed it in near post.
Yeah.
And with an assist from Werner.
Let's have just a brief chat about Werner, because we mentioned last pod that he was looking like he was going to come in. So he's come in now.
Started his first match, got
He
an assist.
started?
That's it so far. That's all we've seen because we talked about him for just happened, I think, when we last podded. This is the only game he's had since, and he got an assist and he got in the starting lineup. Whether that continues once we see Matto and other boys return,
I did watch the
probably
game,
not.
and there were shades of his Chelsea form. Like there were these weird finishes, skying a couple over the crossbar,
Yeah, okay.
a couple of through passes that should have been made that were just a bit sloppy. I know it's his first game, and I do think that he's in a better team for him, but I won't be surprised, once Sonny comes back, once Kulusevski comes back, that he might not be that main person that people are thinking about.
Yeah, and I don't love that he's a forward.
Yeah.
Like, it's not great. I mean, it probably gives me more justification to put him in my team because he's a forward, because I feel like right now, especially in my position, I'm trying to find that
Forward, yeah.
a third or even a second forward. I'm not really stoked on, I've got one good one, really. And I mean, in that instance, I guess him being a forward is helpful because there's more midfielders out there. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Even though he's getting less points, like he's in a position that I need. So it makes kind of more sense to me. And in a position where there's really lacks depth in terms of, especially deeper leagues. Like
Yeah.
in a deeper league, getting a forward that occasionally gets some assists and goals, even if it's off the bench.
Yeah, for sure.
Anyway, let's move on from Werner. Okay, this Arsenal performance, this is what we've been kind of waiting for. It's like they've been average lately. They've looked very good in this game.
So look, I reckon that performance might be the knife in the back for Roy. It's looking like maybe Graham Potter's going to take over the Crystal Palace job.
Graham. I've heard a lot of names, but I didn't hear Graham.
He was in the stands on the game.
Really?
So that it might be a quite sooner than later. But let's talk about Arsenal's form. Gabriel with a brace.
That towering header, dude, he like climbed over 3 of them. And he just like knocked it in. I was like,
That
what
was
the
commitment.
fuck was that? And then he came in another header coming in off the keeper though. Did that count as an assist or a goal? I didn't see that actually.
I think it got changed to an assist. Yeah.
Did it? It kind of makes sense because I was
That's
watching
right.
it and it looked like he'd headed it and came back in off the keeper.
Yeah.
But
But-
man, that was so nice.
That pass from Jesus on the counter,
Oh,
that was incredible.
it was perfection. It was just bent around.
Yeah.
And then Trossard just takes it on. And I know I was watching the highlights, but I just never doubted it. Like that he would score. He just looks so calm.
I was watching it live, and as he sat the guy down as well. Like he cut
Yeah.
in, and
But you just see that ball going to him, you're like, that's going to be a goal.
yeah,
Like if you like in a similar situation, just like watching Chelsea,
yeah.
I'd be like, oh,
It's 50-50.
God. Yeah, I have
Yeah.
no idea what's going to happen.
It's
here.
like if it's Sterling,
if it's or
like
Palmer.
Palmer, it's icy.
Palmer.
Yeah.
We'll get to him. But yeah, beautiful pass.
And
nice
where were the other two
finish.
goals from?
Martinelli. Oh yeah, he did.
went- he
he
did
was
this-
the carbon copy.
Yes.
He was the carbon copy. Yeah. So Martinelli literally did the exact same goal back to back. It was crazy.
It was like both within like a couple of minutes. Wasn't
Yeah, it was.
it was quick. Yeah.
No, it was real quick. Yeah, he literally just went and did the same thing. Yeah, because I think they thought the game was over. They were like, oh, that was nice of them to round out, and then boom, another goal. So, yeah, some form coming in from him. Let's look at Martinelli quickly.
He's just started getting back
He's
a bit of form
turning
in the
over.
last month.
An assist, 2 goals, but really nothing else in the last like 6 game weeks. There was another goal, kind of in game week 15, but I mean, it's
Was it
still
that
been
long ago?
quiet. Yeah, it was a long time ago, but encouraging, seeing an assist, seeing 2 goals against Palace, and in the way he took them, we might see more from him.
Yeah.
So he's going to be gone in every league, but we have talked about dropping him in this season. So if someone has dropped him and he's available in your league, I'd be punting on him for sure.
Definitely.
Those 2 goals. Yeah. Okay, next one. Danilo.
Yeah. I loved his goal.
I love a little outside of the box volley.
Yeah.
Like, come on. That's just,
I think he put it off his knee. Like he kind of tapped it up and then just drilled it.
Yeah, it was beautiful. Nice goal from him. One of the best of the game week. Yeah, his form for me. We're missing Hito this week, who's usually all over our little thing here. But look, he's had 3 starts in the last kind of 3 game weeks. Otherwise, not a whole lot over the season. But yeah, this is really the only thing he's done all year. So it was a nice goal. He's getting a couple starts. Maybe this turns into a bit of momentum for him.
Yeah, it could. I was
I
thinking,
don't love their fixtures though.
I think he just came in for Alanga, who missed the game through a bit of a knock. So I don't know. I don't know if I'm 100% right there, but Alanga didn't play.
Let's not get too excited is what we're saying.
That's true. And I mean, Wood, another goal. I didn't even think that he touched it personally.
Yeah, but it counted.
Apparently he did.
Well, I'll tell you what, it puts him in some fucking good form.
Mate, he goes 11, 17, 2, 8 in the last month.
I know. It's exactly. It's like 5 goals and an assist. Crazy.
He's 8 goals for the season. That's incredible.
That is nuts. He's double Rashi.
Double Rashi.
And I feel like he's barely played.
Yeah, he's
What's he played?
He's played
barely
like
played.
Half the game.
He had one great goal. One great game kind of earlier on with 2 goals, 90 minutes. That's it. And then like he's kind of started getting a bit more minutes, and now he's just fucking ticking over. So yeah, if you haven't got him, get him. And if you want him, trade for him. But yeah, next I want to talk about Brentford. And Tony's back. And did he just come back straight away? Like it was like nothing ever happened. Like,
that free kick.
Beautiful.
At first, I actually thought it went through the wall. When I watched, I was like, how does he slot that through? But then he slotted it around. Keeper didn't move a muscle.
Kept it low too, like real low. I mean, I like that because it makes it even harder for the keeper to see it because it's just only comes around the wall. Yeah, real nice from him. Look, to anyone who jumped on him early, I think he will. He'll do what he always done: score goals.
Yeah,
and probably justify their pickup of him. But yeah, really nice. Ben Mee, big fan of the pod. He had a great header near post there. Love when I see Ben Mee score.
That was an aggressive.
We love him.
Yeah,
we love him.
We really love him here.
Man, really impressive goal from him. And then just to top it off, though, Morpay. How about that fucking turn volley finish, dude? That was exceptional.
Just like the Danilo goal, I love them.
That was even better.
Yeah.
It always reminds me of
Drogba.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that, man.
Yeah.
I knew you were going to say that.
Who wouldn't? I mean, he still has the best one, but
yeah,
or maybe not the best one, but one of the best ones.
Yeah, it's up there. That against Everton, I think.
Was it?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure.
And he was way further out as well. He just like
dude.
boom, boom. Oh, I can see it now.
Yeah.
It makes me smile, and it makes me sad too. Okay, now interesting here, Cornet,
the young talent of 2022. He was just so talked up for last season. Never really got going. There was a few injuries.
Yeah,
but
you added T and O to the end of his name. What have you got?
Cornetto.
Yeah, baby.
I fucking love Cornettos.
Love Cornettos. Bite the bottom off first or
do you?
Last?
I eat it last.
Yeah, me too. Dude, the fuck bites it off first?
What psychopath?
There's an ad during the tennis at the moment. The guy just bites it off the bottom first. I'm like, you just want to watch the world burn. Sickening.
And you're going to have ice cream all over your lap because it's going to just drip out.
I know. You got to eat fast, and I can't do that. I got very sensitive teeth.
Brain freeze as well.
Very sensitive teeth. Okay, I think we got off track there. But yeah, first goal of the season for Cornetto. But JWP, did we already say anything about him? I was too busy thinking about my Cornetto gag.
We didn't know. He's never missing that pen.
He doesn't. Did he do the golf celebration?
He went to, but it was a little bit like
reserved.
Yeah, I think maybe like someone came to like celebrate with him and kind of took his arm out. Maybe I don't know. I had a quick look, but he took the backswing and then he never did the follow through.
You know what he needs to do? Like he needs to kind of do variations, like the chip on
Oh,
to the green or something,
Like a
where
little
he
flop
stops
shot
and
or
he just
something.
does like, or he gets a bit nasty with it. Like, yeah, I really think that like he could mix that up a bit because we've seen the standard one a few times now. I just think like maybe he could play like, nice like, pitching wedge into the green, or maybe he could just line up the driver. I don't know.
yeah, he's hitting
Am I wrong?
full swing.
He's
drive.
full every time.
Yeah.
Just like his pen. But yeah, okay. Now we need to talk about this guy Ben Brereton Diaz.
Diaz, man. Yeah.
Look, he's come in to kind of provide some goals.
Yeah.
Been very quiet at Villarreal. No goals in 20 games.
We've actually got a fan question about this guy.
Oh,
Yeah.
Hold off on that.
Should we?
Hold off.
All right, we'll talk. Yeah, we'll
We'll
talk.
wait. We'll come back to it.
We'll talk about him like a bit later then.
I mean, all I'll say is he gets straight in with a goal. I'm not sure he even actually started. I think he just
he
came
did.
on.
No, he did. He played about
did?
70 minutes or something from memory.
Yeah.
Don't worry, I've
You have looked at.
yeah,
Oh, yeah,
I watched the
66
game,
minutes. Yeah. So, yeah, he did score. But it was a nice goal.
It was aggressive, man.
I'm
Like,
interested
he
to
was
see what he's
committed.
capable of. Apparently, he was like the talisman at Blackburn
Is that-
before he went over to, I think it was Villarreal. So,
Mhm.
yeah, I mean, I'm always a little bit like, especially if you're sitting around the bottom of the table, like, yours truly,
Yeah.
and you're looking for a midfielder,
Mm,
I'd be pulling trigger pretty early on this guy.
me too.
But I'm sure we got a question coming up about that. So we'll get into that in a minute. Last of all, for the highlights, Liverpool.
Liverpool, man.
A double-double
Double
from Nunez and Jota.
Jota. And they kept a clean sheet, which I think is really, really critical at this point. They've got a couple of key people out in their defense.
Mm.
Like Gomez is in for Trent. They've got that new kid that's come in because Matip, all these people are injured, right?
Yeah.
And they still kept a clean sheet against a pretty attacking team in Bournemouth. They've been scoring a lot of goals.
No, for sure. I mean, look, they shipped out 4 goals and conceded none. Like, that's
Yeah.
a great result. And considering no Salah.
Away as well.
Yeah.
Like they were down at the Cherries. So look, is it Liverpool's year again? For me, it kind of seems like it might be the case.
Really?
Yes. Yes.
Wow. It kind of came from nowhere.
Yeah.
Like, all of a sudden, they were winning and everyone kind of looked a bit shit.
Yeah.
And now I'm like, I kind of agree with you in that they have the opportunity now just to like put their foot down a little.
Just coast. Yeah.
The only thing, I mean, I know they can get goals from anyone, but will they feel the loss of Salah? I mean, how long is he out for? I heard something saying that he could even play the final if Egypt make the final.
Yeah.
So, but then I heard words like, oh, it's much worse than we first thought, but he could still play the final. And I'm like, okay, I'm a bit confused. Like, how bad is this injury? It sounds like he's only out for like 3 weeks.
Yeah. Look, the last thing that I read, which was over the weekend, was 4 to 6 weeks. So,
Yeah, okay.
like,
So it sounds like 4.
and that was a pretty legit. I think that was like BBC or something.
Yeah,
So
okay. Well,
I
yeah,
think
it's-
Egypt might just be like punching at the moment.
yeah,
Yeah.
hoping they're coming back.
Maybe.
Well, can we have a quick chat about their goals?
Yeah.
Because Nunez actually looked pretty icy.
He did. He's finishing.
Scored with the second with the outside of his foot
Mm.
in close. That was a pretty nice touch. But yeah, I thought he was pretty good. And then Jota, man, dude knows how to score a goal. Yeah, he just gets in there. As soon as he's close to the goal, it's like he makes things happen.
He really does. I feel like he's been like Liverpool's best signing in the last like since he's come in. I don't think that there's been a better signing from Liverpool.
I mean, it's hard for me to think about. There's not been much since him though.
There's actually been quite a lot.
Oh yeah,
There's been Gakpo,
Szoboszlai.
Diaz, Szoboszlai, McAllister.
Yeah, you're right.
Grenbash, Greshenbash, or whatever his name is.
and Endo.
Endo. There's been a
Yeah,
lot.
you're right. Yeah, there has
Jota
been a fair
has just been so good for them.
Remember when they signed him? We were all like,
Yeah,
"The fuck."
and I was thinking,
he had a good season, but he hadn't scored a bunch of goals at Wolves.
no, it was just a ramp because he was second fiddle to Jimenez.
Yeah, that was the
You know,
thing.
it's like he came on, he was a really good super sub, and was like, oh, okay, well, maybe it's good for Liverpool because he's not going to start or something, but he just came in and got going and hasn't looked back besides when he's had his injuries.
It speaks a lot to no pressure.
Yeah.
He would have come in. There would have been no pressure on him. He's like, oh, I'm not in the starting 11. I'm not in the starting 11 at Wolves. Just comes in, does his thing, find his way in the squad. Fucking great. But yeah, really good from him. Nice near post finish. And yeah, I think he like mishit his first shot or something and then manages to follow up and score. I don't know how the fuck he ended up getting able to follow that in, but
And he just pushed it through.
he's done well.
Really good.
Okay, so I've got worst and best here
Okay.
as our next segment. Look, you might not have put one in. I just threw one in. I love that Martinelli carbon copy.
Cool.
I love the fact he did it like within such short space of time as well, right at the end of the game. That was my best for the week. I don't even have a worst.
Yeah, look, my worst was I left Petrovic from Chelsea's keeper on my bench. He got 10 and Alisson got 6, so it's not that bad, but
He got 10.
he got 10. He got bones. He got heaps of saves.
Wow.
He played really, really well.
Yeah, he's been great.
He's been really good. I won't say, I think it's just too late if you're looking to pick him up now because Sanchez looks like he's coming back the game after next and Chelsea are playing Liverpool in this next fixture. So
Yeah.
I wouldn't say he'd be a good pickup. But maybe if Sanchez gets injured again, Petrovic is a really, really good pickup. Even if you don't play him, if you've got a good keeper like Alisson or whoever you play, just to keep those points away from someone else.
100% agree.
And the best, I don't know, like KDB, I got to say.
Oh,
I've been, KDB, for all the new listeners, has been sitting on my bench for, it feels like 3 months. I picked him up as a free
you went
agent.
so early on him.
So early.
I was maybe 2 weeks from it.
Yeah, I had to
I was
do
kind
it.
of like, oh, just wait, just like a couple more weeks. I'll just see.
Yeah, so
But you went very early.
I did. I was actually dropping an injured Barnes, so I felt like I wasn't really losing that much. Barnes hasn't gotten a return date yet, but that might be something for people just to keep in the back of their mind.
Yeah, dude, as soon as you said, I'm like, when's he back? I'm over here like, and I could see you pause going, shit, I need to check when Barnsley's back.
Yeah, so look, like I felt like there wasn't really much to pick up at the time, and I picked him up as well because it makes my selection easier, which
Yeah.
I hate leaving points on my bench. So to have someone that was injured that I could just leave on there is almost a blessing in
Yeah.
disguise for me.
Can I ask a question, like for you tactically when you're playing draft?
Yeah.
Say, Barnes gets injured or whatever, or maybe there's a list of injured players. Like, do you keep track of them in a certain way? Like, do you have some sort of process for being like, oh, I need to keep an eye on Barnes? Like, do you set reminders on your phone? Do you use the site? Like, what do you do?
Look, I don't actually set reminders, but I do use the watch list.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say,
Pretty
because that's what
heavily.
I do.
So I just chuck them in the watch list, and I probably should do it more often, but probably
I'm not religious with it.
twice a month when I'm kind of like looking at who I'm going to pick up. I'll like just jump over to my watch list and just see what's doing in there. Like, what have I liked, when I've been on the train?
Yeah,
or-
dude, I've done the same thing. I do the same thing. Yeah.
So it's basically like that. So look, yeah, KDB, it's going to be interesting because he said in the interview that I watched as well that he's not ready for 90 minutes. He said, look, I'm ready for like 20, 30 minutes max to play at my like peak. So I don't think that we'll be seeing starts from him anytime soon. But
You got to think it's if he's playing now, he's playing it down.
maybe
2-3 weeks.
Maybe. But look, there's a lot of games, and I won't be surprised if Pep uses him as a super sub for a while. Just that for that last 20 minutes of the game.
Yeah, he'll definitely be being played like as well. Once he's back, he'll get like 70 minutes, and he won't play the next game, and he'll come on for 20 at the end if they need it. But
Yeah.
they'll protect him for sure.
Yeah.
But we all know what he's capable of, so that won't matter.
He's
And he's such a big game player. Like if they're bringing him on, that means they need him,
yeah.
and he'll do it.
More often than not.
Fuck. Brutal. Okay, so we're going to skip stop, drop, and hold this week because we just didn't have a lot to throw in there. But we did want to talk about the transfer window. It is open right now, and we're just going to kind of go through a couple of the names that have come out. There's been nothing too exciting. There's some I've left out because it just didn't seem to mean much. But yeah, let's go through a couple now. The first one is actually David Datro Fofana from Chelsea, being loaned out to Burnley. We saw him play a little bit last year.
Yeah.
He had his moments. He was kind of a big, goofy-looking striker. Paid a decent amount for him from memory, and he's young. He's like 18 or something.
I'm sorry, just like, pardon my ignorance, but is this different than Wes Fofana?
Yeah. It is.
Okay.
We got two Fofanas.
Got two
But yeah,
Fofanas?
we doubled down.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Yes, this is different from Wesley. So,
Okay. So I actually don't know heaps about.
yeah, he played a
David.
couple minutes. Don't know that much about him. I'd be keeping an eye on him because we did spend a decent amount of money on him
Yeah.
at the time.
Okay.
I mean, I'm not really sure why we didn't loan him out at the beginning of the season. Maybe it's because we were low on strikers and just to keep that in the back pocket. But, I mean,
Oh, the striker Fofana.
yeah. He's
I
big. He's a real big
Yes.
guy. Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, look, he might get used at Burnley. We'll see. They've got, was it Lyle Foster? No. Is he
Yeah.
Burnley? Yeah. Lyle Foster, who's been ticking over pretty well. So I wouldn't be expecting to see too much, maybe just a bit of support to Foster or something different for them
Yeah.
because he is quite a big player. But definitely, keep an eye on him.
What else you got?
Next one is Valentin Barco, Brighton player. He's, I think he's an Argentinian dude. I really don't know much about him. He's only 18 years old. The only reason there were a bunch of young signings this window, and the only reason I kept him in is because Brighton have a tendency to pick well and then play them. They think
do.
about Enciso and all these young guys that they
Yeah.
bet on. And then you're like, holy shit, they're amazing. Like, they've been doing that for a while now.
Yeah.
So I just put his name down there because, we might see something from him this year. You never know. They've had a lot of injuries and, there's some out of form players too. So,
Yeah. Matoma's not back for maybe 3 weeks or something.
Exactly.
So
and I think this guy's pretty hyped. So, yeah, that's another one. Do you want to have a look at the next one there?
yeah. So Regulon looks like he's going to Brentford on loan.
Yeah. I like that for them.
I love it for them. I mean, for his career, I'm a bit worried, that he's, at a pretty big club in Tottenham. And
Well, he's just
Oh,
not getting
sorry.
the minutes.
did he move to
He got loaned to United.
He came
And then
back.
now he's back, which makes sense because I think, they were plugging holes left, right, and center with all their injuries. So some of their injured players are starting to return. So, he was kind of excess, which is why he was on a loan to begin with. And then now, obviously, Tottenham, don't really want him. So he's gone out again. But I have memories of Reguilon playing some really good attacking football
Yeah.
down that from the, what's he, left or right?
I think he's on the left from memory.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I had him at times where he was
Yeah.
scoring me bags of points. So
Yeah,
I like the idea of him kind of connecting up with Tony. And
He can get double-digit hauls, man.
yeah,
I
so
remember him being like a hauler.
I think that they're going to be pretty stoked to get him. He's pretty class player for them. I reckon he may go straight into that lineup. So keep a close eye on him.
Well, we've got some more action at Tottenham.
Plenty of action at Tottenham.
Radu Dragusin,
Yeah, Radu Dragusin.
25 mil to Tottenham defender.
Yeah.
They need it because their defense has been a little bit
Yeah,
ravaged with
Van der Ven
injuries.
and Romero's been out. Romero's going to be back shortly,
Yeah.
I think. But yeah, I think it's really just to kind of shore it up. But there's been a bit of movement at Tottenham.
Yeah.
I think Eric Dyer is going over to Bayern Munich.
I saw that he's going to join.
Yeah,
Harry.
going to meet up with Harry.
Yeah.
So they got rid of him, and then Jed Spence
Oh yeah. What happened?
was swapped for this guy.
there? Okay.
Radu Dragusin and I think on loan. Like he was
Okay.
literally just loaned. So I guess they were concerned potentially about not having a defender finish the season. So they loaned
Okay.
out Jed back to them. So
All right.
So yeah, he's just support, nothing exciting, but I think we have to like point those ones out as well because you never know. Someone just sees a new name, 25 million. I mean, that's not a small amount of money.
No.
They
And-
might just think, oh, jump on him, but I would just steer clear.
Yeah, I'm not going to say exactly what the meme or the stat that I saw, but he is up there in some sort of like top 5 list of the season of. I can't remember exactly what it was, but it was like he was up there with like a couple of the like Van Dykes, and
Like
stuff.
tackles one or
Yeah,
Jules one or
something
shit.
like that. And I was actually quite impressed. I was like, oh, okay, because I don't follow a lot of leagues. You know, I just follow the Prem, so you know, I don't know these players as much. But
No, me neither. Oh, geez, sorry, I got way too close to my mic.
yeah,
That was very loud. Yeah, so let's do some gossip now.
okay.
There's one more name on the list, but I think it'll transfer well into our questions because there is a question about him.
Mm-hmm.
Just some gossip now.
Talk to me.
I mean, I don't know what you've heard. Just some fun ones here. Trippier to Bayern on loan.
Wow.
What the fuck?
How? Okay.
Why? How? Like,
Do you,
What
do you reckon it could be like an
fuck?
FFP thing?
maybe. I don't know. Maybe Trippier wants it. Meet up with his old mates. Kane,
Maybe.
Dyer now.
Dyer.
All the Toddy boys getting back together at Bayern.
I mean,
but-
like, who wouldn't want to like live in Munich?
I honestly just think that this is bullshit. Like, what the fuck? Why are they getting rid of Trippier? Like, he's been like one of their best players.
I don't get it. Unless, but surely Trippier's not on that much money that they would want to get rid of him because for FFP, like he's so crucial. Free kicks, bombing down the wing there, like, and he's so creative. Like he's almost like a Trent. Like you could play him in the fucking midfield.
Yeah. And I kind of get selling him, but loaning him. Like, they're just trying to get some money off the books? I don't know. So, yeah, that seems unlikely to me. I've seen Calvin Phillips rumored a lot of places,
Me too.
but West Ham's one of the ones that's sticking out to me. Yeah, so he might be wanted on loan there. Now, that's not necessarily big fantasy news, not for at least the FPL, official FPL version. But, you know, he could give more to West Ham. He's a decent defensive midfielder. Yeah. So I guess let's pay attention there. I mean, most of the West Ham assets are gone because they have been doing quite well. So I don't know who he's going to prop up necessarily, but yeah, it might be an interesting one. The last one, though, a little spice.
Let's round it out with these two names actually,
Benzema
and Firmino.
and Firmino to Chelsea. I know one excites me more than the other. Which excites you more?
Look, I'm sure you're a bit more excited about Benzema, but I do believe that Bobby has so much to give because he's not just a striker. I feel like he is like a striker like Kane. He drops back a bit and he sets up a lot of plays. That's
Yeah.
what I noticed in his last couple of years at Liverpool, and I was so impressed by that.
He was always great at it, but you know what he was surrounded by? Is great wingers, great finishers. That's not what we have.
That's correct, yeah.
We need someone who scores goals. We need Benzema. Benzema scores goals.
Look, if that happens, I don't know how Chelsea are doing this, but
It's just loan. It's just talked about it being a loan.
well,
I don't know how they, like, how does he go there? And then he's like, oh, no, don't like it. I'm going to go. But to me, Benzema must be like, if he's getting the offer, it'd be very tempting.
look, I'd love to see it.
It's definitely a Band-Aid situation, but man, I could see him scoring some goals.
Yeah, because I mean, look, Nkuku is injured again. It doesn't look great. It looks like he's out for like quite a period of time. I'm not sure exactly on a date, so don't quote me. But last time I checked, it wasn't good. So Benzema coming in, I'd love to see him in the Prem as well.
But I just think he's just going to take Jackson's spot. I mean,
I hope so. I mean, Jackson can't fucking finish like if the goal was about 80 meters wide.
I know Breuer's rumored other places. I mean, it just feels like Chelsea are going to dip back in to the market this summer. I don't know if we can make it with Jackson. It's
Time's
that-
running out as well. There's only like 7 days left.
Yeah, but that's when all the business gets done this time of
Yeah.
year. Okay, now that's enough on gossip. Let's do a couple fan questions.
Yeah, I just got
know you
three
a
quick
couple.
questions. Quick one from Richie D. I've got KDB, and I'm wondering if I should try and trade high after that performance against Newcastle. What's your thoughts? Because I own him, so I'm probably a bit more deluded.
It's very hypothetical, I guess. For me, it's just totally comes down to what's being offered. But I think I've already said my thoughts. Like, I still value him quite high.
Yeah.
I mean, he's capable of doing plenty in a short amount of time, and that might even make him even a more focused kind of tool. Like, he might just get on the pitch and be like, "That's my mission. Just boom, let's get some long balls in, let's get some passes in, take some shots." But that's exactly what he did. Came in, scored. Like, I'd be keeping him unless I got a ridiculous offer.
Yeah, same.
I mean, and that's, I guess, what it's being said there. Trade high, but it has to be high.
Yeah, like imagine if, like, just a hypothetical, Jota for KDB. What are you doing?
Or Saka for KDB?
Yeah, either one of them.
Oh,
Like, if you own KDB, because this is what Richie D has,
it's to
I
me,
come to you and I say, "Hey, I'll give you Saka."
okay, I have Saka.
Yeah.
And you have KDB. This is literally,
Yeah.
actually a thing. I think I'd still say no, because if KDB gets injured again, my team is too reliant on Saka right now. So I would be fucked.
Yeah,
So I think the gamble's too big for me, but for others, maybe not. Maybe they got more depth in their team and they'd be like, I need something to push me, and Saka's a bit flat right now. But then, like, would Saka entice you in that, like, from
Saka wouldn't,
as a
but
KDB owner?
I reckon I would trade for Jota.
Really, Saka wouldn't.
No,
Interesting.
randomly, just because I feel like Arsenal dip in and out of form a bit too much for me. And I think that Liverpool are going to win the league, and I'd want a player in that team, which I don't have.
Okay, fair enough.
Because I've got Haaland. So if you take it back to me, if Hito came to me with Jota for KDB, I would probably take that trade.
Wow.
Yeah,
Hito, if you're listening,
he probably will.
that would be a really spicy trade at the top of our league.
I know.
Okay, next question.
Next question, Filthy Funk. He hasn't written in a while, but I'm really, really glad to see him again. He said new midfielder, Ben Brereton Diaz, looked really, really good on the eyes, which I agree. Worth a punt.
Well, I guess we partly have already mentioned this.
Yeah.
I mean, I always like seeing a player come straight in and score a goal. And yeah, it's worth a punt.
If you've got someone to drop, there's no reason to not take a punt on this guy.
I'll be punting.
Yeah.
I'll be punting on him for sure this week. Like, I think you see a goal, he scored well, strong goal.
Yeah.
You have to punt. You have to punt.
Draft is all about punting. It's
all about making moves.
Yeah.
If you don't move,
and
you'll miss the
moves.
player. Yeah.
Early moves is like, it's going to win you leagues.
Yeah, exactly.
Chimichurri, I know you know this guy.
Yeah.
But he's written in.
He's a punk.
Yeah, he's a punk.
I don't know if I want to answer this.
Look, he goes, any advice for second half of the season?
Fuck, he'd need advice.
I'm sitting in mid-table and I'd like to know if you guys have any end game strategies. Very broad question.
Look, I mean, I don't know if I could help him that much because I'm sitting bottom of table, not even mid-table. So, I have different strategies. But mid-table, yeah, it's tough. Mid-table is hard because, actually, that's where I have been. I've only just dropped down to second last.
Yeah, it's
and
been
I've
quite
just
quick.
not been able to grab anyone that I'm super stoked on. It can be quite a difficult place to make moves from because at this time of year, this might be 3 players. Or, we're in an 8-man league, say you're 4th. That's 4 players that are going to be gone before you get there. They're the ones that are usually the spicy ones if people are paying attention.
Yeah.
I can only imagine it's even harder in 10-man leagues and stuff like that. So
it'd be brutal.
it is really just making moves early.
Yeah.
Like Brereton, for example, it's a perfect opportunity to be like, boom, go straight after him.
Done. Yeah. And look, it's a gamble. It's like whether it pays off. If I can say anything to you, Chimmy, I'd say don't lose focus, don't miss a waiver, and really try and capitalize on double game weeks when they come up.
Yeah.
Really, really play Play your waivers. Look at defensive options for those double game weeks, because defenders become so big in those games because they're usually the ones that play both 90 minutes.
Yeah.
Sometimes those attacking options don't play both
they
games.
get rotated, yeah.
So if you can get in on like a double, City or like not City, but like Liverpool, teams that are keeping clean sheets. We've seen West Ham recently keep a lot of clean sheets. I would say, just try and capitalize on those double game weeks as a bit of an end game strategy and stay up to date.
And just like soft noodle energy,
Yes.
Yeah. So
Soft
Jimmy
noodle
Turi knows what that means. So
He does. And if you want to know what it means, write in.
just, please ask us. We can't tell you on the pod though.
No, it's not pod.
But it doesn't sound like what you think it sounds.
Definitely not.
But, no. But
It's not anything weird, sexual, anything like that.
No. It's just soft noodle energy.
If you want to know, you should write to us because it's big. It's not soft.
It's how.
It's hard as fuck.
All right, let's go to waivers. If anyone's still listening to us at this stage, Marla, you go first.
Okay. Look, I kind of struggled this week with them, but I put in Garnacho just because
He's gone.
I think he's probably gone.
He's definitely gone.
But just in case someone's dropped or something, I just think that United look like they're playing a little bit better for me. And with Rashi back, I feel like those attacking assets just increase in value. So I was just trying to think of, a couple of United players that I thought maybe are like lurking around. Like 6-7 man leagues, Garnacho's available.
Yeah, okay.
You know?
All right. Give me the next one.
I put Joe Gomez down.
Joe.
Yeah.
Joseph?
Just because, look, I think it's too late. I picked him up probably about 2 or 3 weeks ago, just knowing that, there was a bit of an injury with Trent, Matip, Robertson's obviously still out. And then there was another defender that was out as well. I was like, he's got to play. And Liverpool just look really solid right now. So if he's available, don't think he will be. But this performance definitely caters for it.
Okay, I've got 3.
Yeah. Talk to me.
Brereton Diaz. He's, we've already talked about him.
Said that, yep.
2 Brighton players. They've got some really good fixtures. Steele.
Oh, Brandon Steele? Yeah.
The goalkeeper.
Yeah.
Is it Brandon? I didn't actually know that.
I think it's Brandon Steele.
Okay. Anyway, Brighton's goalkeeper, Steele.
Yeah.
He is a steal right now. He's got
Jason, sorry.
Jason, yeah, it didn't sound right.
Sorry, bro.
Jason, look, he's had mixed minutes this year. They've actually been really inconsistent when you look at it. But he started the last 3 and kept 2 clean sheets, returns of 8 and 10 points.
Wow.
With their fixtures coming up, I would be really tempted by him. They've got Luton, Palace, Spurs, Sheffield, Everton, Fulham, and Forest.
Wow.
That's a run. So, and that kind of applies to all Brighton players, but I think even defensively with those 2 clean sheets under their belt, really liking them in that aspect. So my other pickup is Van Heck. He has had kind of similar returns to Steele, and very consistent minutes over the last 10 game weeks, with 8 and 6 returns with their 2 clean sheets the last couple of weeks. So yeah, just I think basically based on fixtures and trying to get in early on a good run and a little bit of clean sheet form against pretty good attacks like West Ham and Wolves. Wolves have been scoring goals and West Ham have had no issue scoring goals this season. So anyway, that was it.
I really like that. I've actually just added Steele to my waivers.
You son of a bitch.
Well,
I wasn't going to go for him anyway.
I thought just get rid of Petrovic now, put him on my bench so someone else can't pick him up. It's a good strategy.
It's a great strategy.
That's a bit of an end game strategy for you, chimichurri, if you're listening.
Yeah. All right. Well,
we did
that's it. Reach out to us on socials.
Hito, if you're listening, get back here, man. I fucking miss you.
And also don't reach out on socials. We want to see you in person.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Hito.
To Hito specifically.
Yeah.
To everyone else, please write in. We love answering your questions.
Love it.
Soft noodle energy.
Soft noodle energy.
Peace.
Draft Boys.